welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's recipe is a lovely parfait which I'm going to be making with my homemade yogurt and some fresh fruit as well as some dry fruit and some granola bar which I've just crumbled up. So I've recently posted my granola bar recipe. I'll leave a link to it below. Please go and check it out. It's super simple and really nice. So this parfait is a dessert which you can have instead of having something which has got a lot of like instead of having ice cream which is loaded with cream, you can have this light dessert whenever you feel like having something sweet or something chilled. So this is the ideal dessert and really healthy, and it gets ready also very quickly. So let's jump straight ahead into today's lovely recipe.
So friends, let's start with today's lovely parfait recipe. It's super simple and really easy. So here I've taken 2 wide glasses. To that I'm going to add some yogurt. Now you can use store-bought yogurt, but I'm using the homemade yogurt. So we're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons. You can add as much or as little as you like. So see that your yogurt is nice and fresh and it's nice and it's chilled from the refrigerator. Now this is my homemade granola bar. I'll leave a link to the recipe of how I make my homemade granola bar. I've just crushed up the bar a bit, made it into a kind of a crumble, and I'm going to add that too. So again, you can add as much or as little as you like, so there's no particular quantity. Next, I'm going to add some sliced up bananas. Now you can add whatever fresh fruit you have at home. You can go with apples, pears, raspberries, strawberries. I happen to have bananas at home, so I'm using bananas. Now I'm going to add some cranberries. Again, you can add whatever dry fruits you have. You can add some fresh berries. And now I'm going to repeat the process. I'm going to again add some yogurt. Now I've just beaten the yogurt very lightly, not too much. You can use your favorite yogurt. You can use flavored yogurt. And now again, I'm going to add some banana, again some crushed up granola, and some cranberry. So you can be really creative with this parfait. Again, I'm adding some cranberries, and again top it up with some yogurt. And the same process, we're going to repeat it again. And I like to keep this in my refrigerator, not in the freezer, but in the refrigerator. And whenever I feel like having some dessert, instead of going for ice cream or something which is rich in sugar, I like to have this. It's really refreshing and it really feels good. So you can make a big glass, you can make a small glass, you can go with whatever you like. So this is a super recipe and it is so very healthy too. And don't forget to check out my granola bar recipe. It is really easy to make. I will leave a link below of how I make my granola bar. So I hope you do try out this recipe. Do leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you soon in my next recipe.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching today's recipe. I hope you give it a try. Do try out the granola bar because it's really healthy and super simple to make. And if you have oats at home and you're really tired of eating the same, oats porridge, then you can try out this recipe with the granola bar and then make a parfait as a dessert whenever you feel like having something light and something chilled, like instead of having an ice cream. So if you like today's video, please do give this video a big like by hitting the thumbs up icon that you see below the video. Don't forget to subscribe and become a part of Akshata's Recipes. Hit the subscribe button and also click the bell, click all. That way whenever I put up a new recipe, you'll get a message for the same. So thank you so much for being a part of my channel and watching my videos, supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you soon in my next video, sooner than you think. This is Akshata signing off. Bye. Hi everyone and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Thank you so much for stopping by today. So today I just had some sausages at hand, and I was thinking as to what do I make with these sausages. I had some chicken sausages, so I just put them things together like jalapenos and other ingredients which you'll see in the video, and came out with a lovely tasty dish. So this could be had with some bread, it could be even had with some lovely rice. It's a very versatile recipe. So without much further ado, let's just jump straight ahead into today's lovely recipe.
So let's start with today's lovely recipe of chicken sausages with jalapenos. So here I've just taken a pan to which I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Now you don't need to heat up olive oil, so immediately I'm going to be adding 1 cup of finely chopped sausages. So I haven't cut them up too big or too small. And I'm going to fry this really well for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now these are plain chicken sausages. You could use any sausages of your choice, even the flavored ones. So we're going to fry this really well till it gets a little bit of a crisp on it. And then I'm going to take it out and set it aside. Now this is sausages. Now to the same oil or the olive oil, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of very finely chopped garlic. So I've taken about 4 large cloves of garlic and really diced them very fine. We're going to fry that just a bit in the oil. Now olive oil really goes well with this recipe, but you can use any other cooking oil that you generally do. And next I'm going to add 1 cup of very finely chopped onion. We're going to fry the onion a little bit. Just until it gets a little bit translucent. Oh, the flavors of onion and garlic is so amazing. Next, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of very finely chopped capsicum or bell pepper. Mix that in well too. Get it a little bit sauteed or a little bit fried. Now you could go with colorful bell peppers too. You could add the red, the yellow. And now I'm going to add 1/4 cup of very finely chopped jalapenos. The jalapenos just elevate the taste of this dish. So fry everything really nicely together, let them all come together really well. And then I'm going to add a cup of my homemade pizza pasta sauce. I will leave a link below to my homemade pizza pasta sauce, which is super easy and really delicious because it's made with fresh tomatoes, no preservatives. And now just mix all of this really well together. Now this is a recipe that, when you don't want to do some elaborate cooking and you just have a few ingredients, you have sausages at home. I have a similar recipe for which I've made the similar type of recipe with salami. Now I'm going to flavor it with some mixed Italian herbs. A teaspoon of pepper powder. A little salt to taste. 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder or paprika. You can add any of the two. And now you're going to mix all of this really well together. And now we're going to add the fried sausages back in. Mix it in really well. And now we're going to fry this for about a minute or two. And then I'm just going to cover it and cook it for about another 2 to 3 minutes till everything really cooks well together. And that's it, guys. Our lovely dish is all ready. So do give this a try. Recipe. Now, all the ingredients with their measurements have been listed in my description box below, so you can go and check them out. So, this is some yeast, this is some sugar to activate the yeast, and this is some lukewarm milk. You don't want your milk to be very cold, or you don't want your milk to be very hot. Then there is some butter. So now we're going to activate the yeast. So for that, to my lukewarm milk, I'm going to be adding in the sugar, and I'm going to stir the sugar very, very well. And then we're going to add our yeast and again give it a very light stir. If your milk is very hot, then the yeast will not get activated at all. So after some time, you will see that your yeast has doubled up in size. Now in a large bowl, I'm going to take my all-purpose flour or maida. To that, I'm going to add some salt to taste. Give the salt and the maida a good mix. Now we're going to add our butter, which is at room temperature preferably. And we're going to mix the butter and the flour very, very well together. Now, once the flour and the butter are very well mixed together, we are also going to add our yeast mixture. And after adding the yeast mixture, we're going to get a soft dough like this. So just knead the dough. You might get a very sticky dough. It's very normal, but just keep kneading the dough. Then just on a very clean surface, after you applied a little, just dusted a little bit of dry flour, just knead it very, very well. It should become very, very soft. So knead it for about half a minute, and then just apply some oil to your bowl and again keep the dough into it. You can see that the dough is nice and soft. And then we're just going to put a dry kitchen napkin on top of it and leave it for at least an hour. Now after an hour, you will see that it has doubled in size. So just punch it down with your hands. Again, take it out on your surface and again knead it well. This kneading process will really make your paos rise up, and plus they will be very soft and really, really just perfect. Then divide them into the number of paos that you want. Now I'm just making, one ladi or six paos. Now this would be a good time to preheat your oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. Then you're going to take each of them and roll them till they are nice and smooth. They should not have any lines on them. Just keep rolling them till they are very nice and smooth. And then place them on a buttered baking pan. And again cover them for about 45 minutes till they completely rise. They will look like this. Now your oven is preheated. So now you can just brush them lightly with some egg. You can use a whole egg, or you can even use milk if you want to keep this recipe completely veg. And then just brush them nicely. That will give it its lovely golden color. And after you've brushed them, just put them in the oven and bake them for about 8 to 10 minutes. Every oven is different, so you need to keep an eye on your pav. So bake them at 180 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. And once your pavs are ready, just brush them with some butter and put them in a dry kitchen napkin or kitchen cloth for about 10 to 15 minutes. That will make them nice and soft. And after 10 to 15 minutes, your pavs are all ready to enjoy. So they've come out perfect. The aroma in my home is just beautiful. I started with just making one ladhi or 6 pavs, and then my family liked it so much that I went ahead and made another ladhi. If you're just starting off, then it's better to make just one ladhi or 6 pavs. And the pavs were just amazing, really soft and lovely and spongy. And just apply a little bit of butter and have it with a nice hot cup of tea. I have many other baking recipes. I also have a recipe for focaccia bread. I'll leave all of that in the description box below. You can go and check them out. So to all of you who requested for this recipe, I hope you all will try out this recipe and let me know in the comment section below how your pavs turned out. Thank you so much for watching. So friends, let's see today's lovely pasta with garlic bread. Now here in a pan or a pot rather, I've taken 4 cups of water, to which I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to bring this water to a boil, and to that I've added 1 cup of pasta. Now I'm using this elbow pasta, but you can use any pasta that you normally generally use at home, and cook them to a little bit underdone, that is al dente, and then drain all the pasta but retain the water. We are going to use a little bit of the water. Now we're going to make the cheesy white sauce. So in a pot I've taken 1 tablespoon of olive oil. To that I'm adding 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour maida. Now you can add whole wheat flour also if you want. And now we're going to fry this flour really well for at least half a minute till you get the aroma of the flour. Now keep an eye on it, don't let it get burnt. So keep it on a very low flame and just stir it around in the olive oil and fry it just for about half a minute or so. Then we're going to add 1 cup of milk, and we're going to mix all of these ingredients really well together, continuously stirring on a low to medium heat and ensuring that there are no lumps. Now you can also use a whisk to ensure that there are no lumps, but keep stirring this till it thickens up. It should take you about exactly 1 minute to thicken up on a low to medium flame, stirring constantly. So this is your basic white sauce. Now just to make it a little more flavorsome, I'm just going to add a little bit of grated cheese. I'm using normal processed cheese. So about 1/4 cup or 1/4 cup of grated cheese to make it a cheesy white sauce. Otherwise, you can skip the cheese. It will just be a plain white sauce. So now in another pan, I'm taking 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Now olive oil enhances the flavor of this pasta, but you can use regular oil if you don't have olive oil at hand. But otherwise, olive oil really brings out the flavor, and it has a lovely, nice, distinct kind of taste. So now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of very finely chopped garlic. So about 3 cloves of garlic. We're going to fry the garlic well, and then we're going to add 1 small onion that again we finely chopped. Now you could add, other veggies also if you like that in your pasta. Like you can add some bell peppers. You get different color bell peppers, yellow, red. So you can finely mince that, or you can just add regular capsicum. You can even add some corn. Now, if you want to make this non-veg, you can add some chopped up, sausage, or if you have some already, ready at hand cooked roasted chicken, you can add that too. And now I'm going to go with 3 teaspoons of pasta sauce. So just mix this all in really well. Now add the sauce a little at a time so you can blend it well with the rest of the, onions and uh, garlic, and mix it in well. And now that is the stock that we had retained when we drained the pasta. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that stock. And let it, let the rest of the onions and the garlic cook a little in it. And then again, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon. So in total, I added 3 teaspoons of the pasta sauce. So you can adjust it as per your taste. You can taste this and see that whether you require a little more of the pasta sauce, you can add that. Now I'm going to add about a teaspoon of pepper powder. This is homemade pepper powder. I've just roasted the peppercorns and then ground them to a fine powder. And now I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of mixed herbs. So you can, if you have only, oregano, then you can add only that. Or if you have mixed Italian herbs, you can add that. And then I'm going to add about a teaspoon of red chili flakes. So this also can be adjusted. If you want it more spicy, then you can increase the amount. If you want it less spicy, then add less little. And I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of sriracha sauce. So this is completely optional. But if you have sriracha sauce at hand, it really gives a nice spicy kick to the pasta. And now a little bit of salt. This also to taste. And mix everything really, really well. So this is going to be the base of our pasta. And now I'm just going to add another half a tablespoon of the pasta stock. And cook this really nicely till it thickens up a bit. So don't overcook your pasta. It should always be just a little underdone, because again you're going to cook it in the sauce. So now we're going to add our cooked pasta which we had drained, and mix that really well in with the sauce. So see that all of the pasta is coated really nicely with the sauce. And now we're going to add the white cheese sauce that we had made and mix that in well too. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of grated cheese, and that's it guys. Our lovely pasta is already. And now I'm going to make some homemade garlic bread, which takes just about 2 to 3 minutes to make. So I'm using regular pav. Just ensure that the pav is nice and soft and fresh. So I'm taking about 2 or 3 pavs and cut them this way, lengthwise into threes, and then just spread them out like this, open them up. And now I'm just going to apply a little bit of butter. You can also just drizzle a little olive oil if you don't want to use butter. And then you're just going to toast this on a pan till they're nice and golden brown. And then I'm just going to sprinkle some garlic bread seasoning. Or if you don't have this, you can just sprinkle some mixed herbs, or even some oregano and chili flakes. And then I'm going to put a little bit of grated cheese. Now you could put this back into the microwave till all the cheese melts also. And you can decorate this with, garnish it with a little bit of chopped coriander. And that's it guys, your pasta and homemade garlic bread is all. Today's recipe, first we're going to prep all our veggies. So I've washed my French beans really well, or farasvi as you call them. And I'm just going to chop them, sideways like this with a very sharp knife. I like to cut them small, but you can keep them long too. It all depends on what you like. I like to cut them into bite-sized pieces. Now I'm just going to wash the carrot, peel it, And I'd like to take out the center white part, and then again I chop it sideways into small little bits like this and set it aside. So you can always prep your veggies, a day ahead and keep. So I'm going to cut up my capsicum. I'm going to take up all this white stuff, and then I'm going to chop it up into small bits like this. So the choice is yours. You can cut it up into small bits, or you can keep them even into long slivers. I like to cut them into small pieces because it's much easier to, eat them rather than the long, cut slices. But again, like I said, choice is all yours. And then I'm going to, chop up the spring onions. So first I like to chop the leaves up and then the onions. Now one tip here is soak these spring onions, before you start chopping them into some salt water for at least 15 minutes. Wash them well and, give them a nice wipe with your kitchen napkin and then chop them up. Now I'm using salami. I'm just going to chop the salami, but you can use sausages, you can use ham, you can use bacon, prawns, the choice is yours. And I'm just going to add some salt to the eggs and just beat them up. And now I've added 6 cups of water to a pan. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare this sauce. So in a bowl, I've taken 2 tablespoons of soya sauce, 1 tablespoon of red chili sauce, then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Szechuan chutney or Szechuan sauce, 1 tablespoon of green chili sauce, 1 tablespoon of vinegar. Now I'm going to take 2 Maggi soup cubes and I'm going to add that. So you don't need to add any salt because these soup cubes have enough of salt content. So the only salt that we added was when we were beating up the eggs. Otherwise, these soup cubes make up for the salt. So don't add any extra salt. And then 1.5 teaspoon of pepper powder. And we're going to mix all of this and set this sauce aside, which we're going to add later. So now our water has started to boil, and now we're just going to add the noodles and we're going to cook it as per the instructions on the pack. So, all types of noodles have their own instructions as to how many minutes you have to cook them. So cook them well and then just strain them. And after you strain them, just add about a teaspoon of oil or half a teaspoon of oil and just, ruffle them up like this and set them aside so that they don't get, sticky. Now in a pan, I'm just going to add half a teaspoon of oil or 1/4 teaspoon of oil, and I'm just going to add the egg and just scramble the egg up and set it aside. Then I'm going to fry all the veggies really well on a high flame for very little while till they're nice and crispy. So what you can do is, keep all your veggies chopped up ready. And then all you have to do is just get your noodles ready, just fry everything and then assemble everything. And this chow has to be had really piping hot. So, that's how. Anyway, now so I've added 1 tablespoon of oil to a wok, and to that I've added the spring onion part as well as half of the greens. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. I'm going to fry all of this really, really well. Now you could add even chopped up ginger and garlic. And now after this, I'm going to add all our fried veggies and the fried salami and the scrambled eggs to this and fry everything really well on a medium to high flame. Now once you've done that, just add all the noodles and just, mix them up well with the veggies. Now I'm going to add the sauces. And that's it, friends. Just fry this on a very high flame for half a minute or for a minute and turn off the flame. Put it into your serving bowl, sprinkle some spring onions, and it's all ready. And like I said, have this piping hot. So give this recipe a try, guys. So I'm going to start by roasting 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Just roast it for about half a minute till you get the aroma. And then we're going to grind it to a very fine powder. Now you can use your mortar, pestle or your dry grinder and grind it to a very fine powder like this. Now let's see the other ingredients that we need. So this is half a cup of mint leaves or pudina. Wash the mint leaves well. And this is half a cup of coriander leaves. Wash the leaves well again. This is our 1 teaspoon of roasted cumin powder that we just roasted and ground. Next, we're going to have need some salt to taste. Now you can also use black salt. This is the juice of half a lemon, so about 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And this is half a liter of ice cold water. So all I did is just took water and added ice cubes to it and kept it in the refrigerator. And this is some bundi for garnish, and this is completely optional, but it really elevates the taste of the dish, or of this drink rather. So let's start. Now I'm going to add the mint leaves or the pudina. Next goes in the coriander to my mixer jar. Next I'm going to add the roasted cumin powder. Now we're going to add some salt to taste. Like I said, you can either use plain salt or you can use black salt. And then some lemon juice. Now we're going to grind this to a very fine paste. So grind it for about a minute or so till you get a nice fine paste where everything is well ground. Now what I've done is I've transferred half the water to another jar or a bottle, and I'm going to add this paste to only half the quantity of the ice cold water, and we're going to mix this really well. So stir the mixture really well. And now I'm going to add the remaining water back again, that is the ice cold water. And we're going to stir this mixture really well. Now from this, I got about 5 small glasses of jaljeera, which is so very refreshing, guys. You need to make this in this summertime. And now I'm just going to, run this through my colander or my sieve or sift, because no one wants to get those particles of pudina and coriander in their mouth when they're drinking this. So I'm just running it through a sieve, but I'm going to press it down with my spoon really, like press it down so that all the juices that are there in this ground paste, go into the water below. So just press it down with a spoon, and you can just dip it back into the water and again press it down like this. So do this about 2 or 3 times. And then you're going to just squeeze this out till you find that all of the juices have come out of this paste, and you have a nice dry kind of paste in your hand. So you can dip it once or twice in the water and then just squeeze it out. Now for those of you who don't have a problem of having the paste in the water, it's okay, you don't need to strain this. But I like it to be nice and clear, and I don't like any particles when I'm having this jaljeera. So the option is yours. So you can either strain it like this, or you can leave the paste in the water. And now you see, when you stir it, you get this beautiful, lovely, natural green color. And of course, you can adjust the taste. Now I'm just going to add some salt to taste. So taste this mixture now, and you can adjust the salt. And if you feel that you want some more pudina and coriander, okay, now I'm just going to add some chaat masala also, about 1 teaspoon. So like I said, if you want to have more of the pudina taste or the coriander seed, you can just put a small little bit of coriander and mint again into your mixer jar, and again blend it and then add it. So just adjust it to your taste. Now I poured the mixture back into my pouring jar because it's easier that way to pour it into glasses. And now it's time to serve. So I'll just show you how I like to serve it. So you can keep this in the refrigerator, and when you're ready to serve it, this should be had nice and ice cold. So you're going to pour it into your glasses. So these are the small glasses. Now if you want to have a larger quantity, you can just double the quantity of all the ingredients. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some lovely bundi. So this is the salted bundi. But this really adds a lovely flavor, and you can just add the bundi when you're just about to serve it, so you get that little bit of a crunch. And now I'm just going to add some ice cubes, and this is completely optional. If you don't want to put the ice cubes, don't put the ice cubes. And then I'm just going to garnish it with the mint leaf, which is edible. So when you're having the drink, you can even munch on the mint leaf. And that's it, guys. Our lovely jaljeera is ready and it's so delicious. You must try this out this summer. That was highly recommended from me, and you'll want to have it all the time. So make a nice big jar and treat yourself. So let's see the ingredients for this lovely mango toffee. Here I have 2 cups of smooth mango pulp. Please watch the video till the end because there I will explain how I made this pulp at home. This is 150 grams of milk powder, half a cup of milk, 5 tablespoons of sugar, 1/4 cup of ghee or clarified butter. So let's begin with today's recipe. Now here I have greased a tray with some ghee and lined it with some butter paper. Here I'm going to be heating a pan on a medium flame, and to that I'm going to be adding the milk. Next I'm going to add in the ghee. Now we do require a little more ghee, as you can see, because this will enhance the flavor of the toffee, as well as it will act as a preservative and it will give it a much longer shelf life as well. Now mix the two really well together till you cannot see the ghee anymore and it just looks like regular milk. Now using a non-stick pan for this recipe really helps, because then the toffee it gets ready very quickly and it doesn't stick to the sides of the pan as well. Now let the mixture come to a gentle boil like this, and now we're going to add all of the milk powder. Now we're going to stir this till all of the milk powder gets nicely blended with the milk and the ghee, and you don't have any lumps in this mixture. So take your time and with your spatula, or you can even use a whisk the mixture really well till you have no lumps in it at all. You have to get a very smooth mixture. This is equivalent to, khoya or mava. This is the way you can make it at home. You don't need to buy store-bought mava or khoya. Now you can see that the mixture has become very smooth and it is also leaving the sides of the pan. So now our mixture is nicely thickened, as you can see, and it's ready to be used for the recipe. Now, so this you can use as mava or khoya for any other recipe as well. Now I'm going to add the mango pulp to this mixture, and we're going to stir the mixture really well so that you don't see any white but only the lovely mango color. And now we're going to add the sugar. Now you can also skip the sugar. If the mangoes are really sweet, you don't need to really add the sugar. Or you can even add as much or as little as you want. And now you're going to stir the mixture continuously for 10 whole minutes till it starts to thicken. After 10 minutes, you'll find that the mixture has really thickened up and almost reduced to half its quantity, like you can see. We're going to mix this and stir this for another 10 minutes. So continuously stir it, don't leave it unattended, otherwise it will stick and it will really turn into something else altogether. So now keep on stirring and you will see that it starts to leave the sides of the pan and moves together like one homogeneous body like this. So stir it for another 5 minutes and our mixture is all ready. And now just transfer the mixture into the lined tray. And then we're just going to use a spatula and just flatten the mixture up. Remember, it's very hot, so please be careful. It's piping hot. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit of ghee to the back of a vati or a glass, just to smoothen out the top. The aroma in my kitchen is just fabulous, and I just can't wait to dig into this lovely toffee. And now, since it is very thin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double it up by folding it like this, so I get thicker pieces of toffee. So just double it up into half, and now you're going to cut it up into squares before we refrigerate it, because once we refrigerate it, it'll be a little bit difficult to cut. So after this, just refrigerate it for 1 hour, minimum at least 1 hour, and our mango toffee is all ready. This is so amazing. It's so delicious. It's soft and chewy, and you just can't stop at one. And now I'll show you how to make a smooth mango pulp at home. So here I've taken 2 medium-sized Alfonso mangoes, wash them really well, pat them dry. Now I'm going to cut off the tips or the top of the mango and discard that. Now there are many ways of getting mango pulp. This is just one of the ways. Then I'm just going to cut the sides like this. And then I'm just going to cut them into small cubes like this. And then the bhaat or the seed, I'm just going to take off the peel, and using a spoon just scrape up as much pulp as I can. Now you can directly put the whole thing into the mixer, but I like to mash it up first with my masher and then transfer it to my mixer to get a very, very smooth paste.
Friends, I hope you liked today's recipe as well as today's video, and if you would like to see more videos like this, then don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up. Also, by clicking the thumbs up icon. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and become a part of Akshata's recipes. Once you have subscribed, there is a small little bell icon that will pop up, so just click on that. That way, whenever I put up a new recipe or a new video, you'll get a message for the same. So on that note, I'll say bye, and I'll catch you in my next video sooner than you think. This is Akshata saying bye. Take care, stay healthy, stay fit, be kind and loving to one another. So till we meet again, bye.